Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. It's so great to see so many people together in one place that were instrumental in getting me to this point in my life. I never would have thought coming up into the league as a rookie that I would have a chance to be enshrined in the Hall of Fame one day. And it's a testament to all of you that I made it. I wish I had the time to single out each person for how they've impacted me, but since I can't do that, let me just share a little bit about my journey. I spent the early part of my time in this league just trying to learn the ropes. As a point guard, it usually fell on me to run the offense. From the beginning, a lot of the time, it just felt like I was just out there directing traffic. But after a while, a few things started to sink in. Really quickly, I realized that it wasn't all about me. It was my job to look at the other team and figure out how to facilitate things on offense so that we could be as effective as possible. Pretty soon, it didn't feel so much like directing traffic, but more like conducting an orchestra. Basketball is a lot like music when you think about it. There's a fluid quality to it that you can't understand unless you're right there in the middle of everything like I was for so many years. And to be able to utilize all that to win an NBA title, nothing else compares. Without question, being an NBA champion was one of the greatest accomplishments in my life. And finally, I couldn't come up here without acknowledging what a true pleasure it was to play with so many great players along the way. Not only did I have some pretty amazing teammates, but I made some lifelong friendships with some of my biggest rivals too. Guys like Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, John Wall. I know you all are out there, and it means the world to me to know that I have your support. And last but not least, Coach. I know you're out there too. You were like a second father to me in many ways. You helped shape my career from early on, and you were instrumental in turning me into the basketball player I became. So thank you for that, from the bottom of my heart. In closing, I'd also like to thank the fans. You all made this journey what it is, and your love and support over the years has helped me to get to this point today. I had thousands of assists in my career, but none of them were as big as what you gave back to me. I wouldn't have made it to the Hall of Fame without you. So thank you, once again. Thank you. Wow, I don't even know what to say. Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for being here with me tonight. It's so great to see so many people together in one place that were instrumental in getting me to this point in my life. I never would have thought coming up into the league as a rookie that I would have a chance to be enshrined in the Hall of Fame one day. And it's a testament to all of you that I made it. I wish I had the time to single out each person for how they've impacted me, but since I can't do that, let me just share a little bit about my journey. I spent the early part of my time in this league just trying to learn the ropes. As a point guard, it usually fell on me to run the offense. From the beginning, a lot of the time, it just felt like I was just out there directing traffic. But after a while, a few things started to sink in. Really quickly, I realized that it wasn't all about me. It was my job to look at the other team and figure out how to facilitate things on offense so that we could be as effective as possible. Pretty soon, it didn't feel so much like directing traffic, but more like conducting an orchestra. Basketball is a lot like music when you think about it. There's a fluid quality to it that you can't understand unless you're right there in the middle of everything like I was for so many years. And to be able to utilize all that to win an NBA title, nothing else compares. Without question, being an NBA champion was one of the greatest accomplishments in my life. Before I wrap this up, there are a few people I want to thank. First, my family. Having them here with me tonight means the world to me, and I hope I've done them proud. Mama, that especially means you. You taught me how to be a good person and how to conduct myself in life. And I've tried to pass that on to my own kids and the people around me. And Pops, people talk to me quite a bit about being a role model, and I tell them every single time that they shouldn't be looking at me. They should find someone that's part of their day-to-day life and look up to them the way I did with you every step of the way. And finally, I can't go without mentioning all the great teammates I had over the years. Playing with all you guys and learning the game under a great teacher like Coach was a real pleasure. So thank you, everyone. To my fans and to everyone else out there who helped make a difference in my career, thank you.
With respect, why not?
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It's a real honor to be here today in the company of so many people who helped shape my career and make me who I am today. I never would have dreamed so many years ago when I began my first season in the NBA that one day I'd be standing up here about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's hard to put into words how much each and every one of you has meant to me along the way. I know I'm supposed to keep this short, but there are a few things I really want to say while I have the opportunity.
I want to say with maturity.
There's a lot of pressure that comes with being a point guard in the NBA. It might not seem evident to the casual fan, but a lot of the onus on offense falls squarely on your shoulders. If the team's doing well and the offense is running smoothly, then no one notices all the hard work and effort you had to put in to make that happen. But one bad stretch, one extended slump, and suddenly everything is all your fault. To be honest, that level of judgment surprised me early on in my career. I thought I could just play my game and not worry about anything else. But I had an entire offense to be aware of. And without that added responsibility, I wouldn't have become the leader that I did. And most importantly, I needed that extra layer of mental toughness to be able to compete at the highest level. To say that I did that, and that I was able to call myself an NBA champion, that made all the hard work, all the pressure, all the responsibility 100% worth it. Standing here today, I have no regrets about my career, and I'm not sure a lot of people out there can truthfully say that.
I'm gonna appreciate living the dream.
And finally, I couldn't come up here without acknowledging what a true pleasure it was to play with so many great players along the way. Not only did I have some pretty amazing teammates, but I made some lifelong friendships with some of my biggest rivals too. Guys like Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, John Wall. I know you all are out there, and it means the world to me to know that I have your support. And last but not least, Coach. I know you're out there too. You were like a second father to me in many ways. You helped shape my career from early on, and you were instrumental in turning me into the basketball player I became. So thank you for that, from the bottom of my heart. In closing, I'd also like to thank the fans. You all made this journey what it is, and your love and support over the years has helped me to get to this point today. I had thousands of assists in my career, but none of them were as big as what you gave back to me. I wouldn't have made it to the Hall of Fame without you. So thank you, once again. Thank you.
The war will begin.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. It's a real honor to be here today in the company of so many people that have helped shape my career and made me who I am today. I never would have dreamed so many years ago when I began my first season in the NBA that one day I'd be standing here about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I know I'm supposed to keep this short, but there are a few things that I really want to say while I have the opportunity. To begin with, I made concerted efforts in my entire career to be more than just a great scorer. I felt like I had the complete package, and it's important to me to show that I could rebound, defend, and pass the ball with the very best of them. It takes a certain mentality to be truly dominant, and I feel like I was born with the will to win and a hunger for competition that was unmatched by any of my contemporaries. The only way to really prove something like that, though, is to win a title. Without a ring, it wouldn't feel right laying claim to the greatest of all time label. But as an NBA champion, I don't have any hesitation in saying that I belong in that discussion. All the awards and accolades are one thing, but if you can't say you took down every last competitor and held up that trophy at least once, at the end of the day, you simply weren't good enough. I'm proud of my legacy, and I don't have any shame in admitting that. I hope that, if nothing else, my career was at least entertaining for all of y'all. And if not, I want you to know that it was always entertaining for me. And finally, I couldn't come here without acknowledging what a true pleasure it was to play with some of the great players along the way. Not only did I have some pretty amazing teammates, but I made some lifelong friends with some of my biggest rivals also. Guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis. I know you all are out there, and it means the world to me to know that I have your support. And last but not least, Coach. Coach, I know you're out there too. You were like a second father to me in many ways. You helped shape my career from early on. And you were instrumental in turning me into the basketball player I became. So thank you for that, from the bottom of my heart. And in closing, I'd also like to thank all the fans. You all made this journey what it is, and your love and your support over the years has helped me get to this point today. I had plenty of assists in my career, but none of them were as big as what you gave back to me. I wouldn't have made it to the Hall of Fame without you all. So thank you. Once again, thank you everybody. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow, it's really an honor to be here in the company of so many people who've helped shape my career and the man I am today. You know, growing up in Harlem as a kid years ago, I never thought I'd be here, being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Wow. I know I'm supposed to keep this short, but there are a few things I'd like to say, and I would like to take the opportunity here. Now, I was blessed with a God-given talent to play this game of basketball at a high level. In high school and college, it was easy. Well, for me, it was. But I gotta be honest, it took me a while to adjust to the professional game. Yeah, your natural talent can only take you so far. When I realized that, I knew I had an opportunity to make a lasting imprint on this league. I won my fair share of awards and accolades. But as I played longer, the less meaning they held. I started to realize what playing this game is all about. And if there's one thing I want to impart to all of you sitting here today, it's that basketball is a beautiful game. It employs teamwork and chemistry like no other sport in the world. And once you get a handle on that, even a little, everything starts to change. I was fortunate enough to be in a situation with a great coach and teammates who also realized that. When it all comes together in the right way, when it just seems to click, that's when the magic happens. That's when you get a chance to play for the ultimate prize. And if you're lucky enough to win an NBA championship. I'm proud to say that we did just that. Being an NBA champion was my biggest and greatest basketball accomplishment by far. Nothing comes close to it. Now, before I wrap this up, there are a few people I want to thank, of course. And I'd like to start with my family first and foremost. It's an honor to have them here with me today. It means the world to me, and I hope I've done them proud. Mama, you taught me to be a good person and how to conduct myself in life. And now I'm trying to pass that on to my own kids and everyone around me. Pops, people talk to me quite a bit about being a role model. I tell them every single time that they shouldn't look to me. They should look to somebody who is in their life day to day, as I did with you every step of the way. CC, you've been by my side since day one, literally, right here. I couldn't have done none of this without you. They say twins have a special bond, and we're no different. Of course, Mr. Don Pagnotti. Thank you, man. And Don we trust, right? Now, I gotta mention my boy Vic, too. Not a day goes by where I'm not thinking about you, my man. Rest in power. Now, this goes without saying, I also have to thank all the players I played with throughout the years. It's been a pleasure and an honor. To the fans and trainers who also made a difference in my career, you're the best. You really are. Now, I've said this years ago, and I'm saying it here today. I am truly living a dream. Thank you. Thank you.
And it is a real honor to be here today in the company of so many people who have helped shape my career and make me into the person who I am today. Now, growing up, I never, ever would have dreamed that one day I would be standing up here, about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. It feels like a dream. And I know I'm supposed to keep this short. There's a time limit. Somebody's keeping the time, but there's just a few things I really want to say while I have the opportunity. Now, I was blessed to have the ability to play the game of basketball at a very high level. And I started working on my game with my dad when I was just a few years old. Now, he told me from the very beginning that I had a chance to be special. And it was my dad that connected me to my coach, Coach Washington Falls. Coach, I know you're out there somewhere. Where you at? Where you at? I know you out there. Anyway, Coach Falls, he helped shape me into a young man after my dad passed away. And I wish so badly that my dad could be here with me, watching this journey. But I know he's been watching the entire way. And I know he'd be proud to see the player and the man that I've become. So, Pops, I miss you, man. This one's for you. Now, my mom remains my biggest influence. She's had the job of being two parents for many years now, but she never wavered in her love and support. She's still sending me casseroles because she's worried I'm not getting enough food to eat, even though I'm a grown man and I'm in the NBA. Don't ask me why, but that's Mama. So I love you, Mom. Couldn't have done it without you. Oh, I gotta mention one of my oldest friends, Grant Alabaster. Now, Grant, he taught me the ropes in college, and we've kept in touch to this day. And I remember a time, Grant remembers this. I remember a time right before Grant, check me out. Nah, thank you, man. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, I made a lot of friends over my time in this league. A lot of people, too many people to name. But when I think of two of the closest friends that I made, a man by the name of Justice Young and my homie Denver Levins stand out. Now, Justice, he taught me the value of hard work and practice, and that things aren't always just given to you, no matter how talented you might be. And Denver, if y'all don't know Denver, Denver will make you laugh. I mean, he had me cracking up, like, ever since I've known him, basically. And his whole thing was to not take things too seriously. He reminded me that we're just playing a game after all. So anyway, those two guys, I just want to say thank you. I couldn't have done it without you, and your friendship means the world to me. Lastly, before we go too long here, I wanted to share a little wisdom with you all. Now, you know, I've won my fair share of awards and accolades, but the longer I played, the less meaning that began to hold for me. I started to realize that playing this game is what it's all about. And if there's one thing that I want to impart to you all sitting here today, it's that basketball is a beautiful game. It employs the concept of teamwork and chemistry like no other sport in the world. Once you get a handle on that, even if it's just a little bit, that's when everything changes. Now, I was fortunate enough to be in a situation where I had a coach and some great teammates that understood it too. And when it all comes together in the right way, when things just seem to click for everyone at the same time, that's when the magic happens. That's when you get a chance to play for the ultimate prize. And if you're lucky enough to win a championship, and I am proud to say, standing up here today, on the day of my Hall of Fame induction, that we did just that. I mean, being an NBA champion was my biggest and best accomplishment in the game of basketball, and nothing else even comes close. Nothing. So to all you out there, who I'm lucky enough to call fans, and to everyone else who helped make a difference in my career, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're the best. It's been an amazing career, and I can't believe it's over. Thank you all.
Wow. You know, back when I was starting out, when I was undrafted, when I wasn't sure if I should quit music for basketball or vice versa, and I was just trying to work my way onto the NBA roster. You know, back then, if somebody had told me that that one day I'd be given an acceptance speech at the Basketball Hall of Fame in front of some of the greatest players who have ever lived, I would have thought no. I would have said, man, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. This is just beyond my wildest dreams, and it means a lot to me. Now, I don't want to bore you guys, and you know, I'll try my best to keep this brief. Okay. I wouldn't be here without my parents. Mom, Dad, I love you. And you know they're the first ones to talk your ear off and say, you know, how they knew this stuff was gonna happen and how they knew I would make it to the Hall of Fame. And, you know, at the same time when I stopped playing ball, they were supportive. Everything I wanted to do, they were supportive. As long as I worked to be great at it. And I think that's the lesson that my parents instilled in me. Always put the work in to be great. And I gotta mention my friend B Fresh. Now, some of y'all may know, there she is. She's my oldest friend. And we've known each other since we were kids, and you know, she claims that we're in the same family tree, but B, I don't really think it works out. But she's the one that, during that 2-year hiatus, she said, nah, DJ, you gotta be balling. DJ, you gotta keep balling. I mean, honestly, I think she just encouraged me because, you know, I was her best bet to get to Kobe Bryant, but, you know, real is real. And I appreciate you, B. You've been a real one. And everybody here knows Shammy. Now, people can't believe it when I tell them that Shammy was my mentor. People say, Shammy was your mentor? He was. Shammy was my mentor. He taught me a lot about the game. I mean, he taught me about how to stay mentally and physically ready, how not to dwell on the mistakes, the importance of the handshake. And I was extremely fortunate. And I know just me saying that right now, I can already hear him taking the credit for this Hall of Fame speech. I can hear you, Sham. Lastly, I want to thank my coaches. You know, I've been enormously lucky over my career to, in so many ways. And my coaches were always there helping me to be better, showing me concrete things that I could work on and take to the next step or the half step. And if I had an idea for the team that would benefit the group, they implemented it. They listened to me. And at that point, what more could you ask for? So shout out to my first real coach in the league, Coach D. I appreciate you. Oh, one more thing. This is important. I want to thank, from the bottom of my heart, the game of basketball. This game has given me so much. And I used to say this, and B Fresh can attest to this. Music called me, but basketball called me back. And that's the truth. You know, basketball is such a beautiful game in that it teaches you things about life. And it's teaching me still. It shows you the importance of communicating with people, chemistry, teamwork, about how to win and lose with class. Because as we all know, you won't win every game. And here's what I want to tell all the kids out there. All the kids out there who want to know how to get to my position. Just listen to the game. Listen to what it tells you. It will tell you everything you need to know. So thank you once again. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, everyone. You know, when I was playing in China, grinding in the G League, I never would have thought in a million years that I'd be standing here today, giving an acceptance speech at the Basketball Hall of Fame in front of some of the greatest players who ever lived. I mean, now, even after all my years in the league, it still doesn't seem real. But I guess it is. I mean, we all really here, right? Like, I'm not dreaming? Okay, then. I guess I have a few things to say and some people to thank. I try to keep this short. First off, I wouldn't be here without my parents. Mom, Dad, I love you. You've been with me every step of the way. They never gave up on me chasing my dream, even when I was on the other side of the world, scared and confused. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Next, I gotta mention Corey Harris. Where's he at? Corey. There he is. Yo, this dude's been my mentor since my freshman year in college. And we didn't always get along, but he helped me to get a shot in the NBA when I didn't even think it was possible. And for that, I am forever grateful. Corey, you the man. Thank you for everything you did for me back then. I am so blessed and honored to have you as my friend now. I also see my old rival out there, Marcus Young. Marcus, man, you did everything you could to get under my skin early on. But it brought out the best in me when I hit the court, and ultimately, it made me a better player. I know you wish it was you up here tonight instead of me, but, I mean, what can I say? Tell Zach I said what's up. It is so exciting to see all these players here that I battled with year after year. Giannis, where are you at? Joel, you out there? There you are. Yeah, trusting the process after all these years. Who else we got? Bra?
When migraine strikes, there's new quick dissolve Nurtec.
Lonzo. D-Book. Trey. Man, it is so good to see you all out here tonight. Let me see, I also want to thank my coaches. I've been so enormously lucky throughout the course of my career. My coaches have always helped me, showed me concrete things to work on to take my game to the next step or even the next half step in my career. They listened to me when I had ideas that could help the team. And that's all that any player can ask for in this league. And finally, I just want to thank from the bottom of my heart, the fans. Whether you've been with me since day one or jumped on the bandwagon later, you mean the world to me. I've had the opportunity to meet many of you throughout the course of my career, and I gotta say that y'all have been nothing short of awesome. I know many players say that they do this for the fans, and that doesn't always ring true. But for me, it absolutely does. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for being there for me in the good times and the bad. Basketball is a beautiful game, and I have been blessed to have been able to play it at the highest level. I guess this is it. I can't wait to see what the next generation has in store. Thank you all for everything. It means the world to me. Thank you.
It's an unbelievable feeling to be standing here today in front of you all. Back in the day, I wasn't even sure I was gonna make it to the league, let alone the Hall of Fame. And it's wild being here, man. All right. Right from the top, I just gotta say thank you to my parents. Mom, Dad, you guys are amazing, man. Your patience, your support, it's meant the world to me. And when no one else believed in me, Mom and Dad, you had my back. And for that, I'm forever grateful. Can we get a round of applause for my parents here? They did a wonderful job raising this young man. Man, what's next? Oh yeah, I gotta talk a sec about Porter Rose. Porter, where you at? Port. I know y'all remember Porter Rose, right? He's the guy I almost threw away my career for. Remember that? When I stuck up for your Gimme behind? Sometimes I wonder, why did I do that? But nah, man, I can't even front. Look, I love you, bro. You taught me that there's so much more to this life than basketball. And for that, I'll forever be grateful, brother. I appreciate you, man. I guess I should talk a little bit about my career, huh? Well, for starters, this is a team game. So shout out to all my teammates and my coaches who helped me unlock my full potential. Without y'all, man, I'd be nobody. I'm serious, man. You know, these guys are like brothers to me. A lot of people say that, but it's a very, very special bond. And unless you lived it, it's hard to explain. Okay, right quick, look, I gotta shout out to the amazing competition I went up against throughout my career. And some of the older guys like LeBron and Kawhi. I mean, what can you say about these guys that already hasn't been said before? I mean, what I can say is they represent excellence. Straight up, just day in and day out, pure excellence. Then you got some of the greats from my generation. Joel, Donovan, talk about scoring, man. These dudes were beasts. I can't tell you how much fun it was going up against these guys, especially when I shut them down. Y'all know I did. Let's see what else. And of course, the trailblazers who paved the way for guys like me. I'm talking about Wilt, Kareem, Oscar, and Dr. J, and so many others who fought for what was right. These guys helped make this league what it is today, and went through an incredible amount of adversity to do so. Y'all know it's always been important to me to do the right thing and stand up for what you believe in. Basketball is the greatest game in the world. And right now, I just feel so lucky and just happy, man. I just feel so ridiculously happy to have shared this all with you guys. From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you so much to everyone here and to everyone watching at home. Thank you.